I've got the Ninja Woodfire already smoking, and today we are going to make one of my most favorite things to do in the Woodfire, and that is smoked butter. Welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today's recipe is really a technique for making one of my favorite things, which is smoked butter. And it is super easy to do on the Ninja Woodfire. You can do it whether you have the cold smoke function or not, and I will go over those details in just a bit. But first, let's talk about the butter to use. You can use any type of butter you want, any combination of salted and unsalted that you want, it's fine. You want the butter to be cold, or it could even be frozen. So I've tested this recipe using variations of salted and unsalted butter, and by variations I mean the quantities. So today I'm using 1 stick, which is a half of a cup of unsalted butter, and 3 sticks of salted butter, okay? So this is a total of 1 pound of butter, and you can do it any which way you want. I've tried 50-50 combination. The one thing that I don't recommend though is doing all salted, because your end product ends up just a little too salty in my opinion, okay? All right, so we have already started the wood fire. The process for that is simple. Pick the pellets that you love, fill the hopper up, start it out on the smoker function. You want to go to your lowest temperature setting, which for me is going to be cold smoking. If you're lucky enough to have the cold smoking function, definitely set it on that. If you don't, then you can set it on the next temperature up from that, which for me is 145 degrees Fahrenheit. There are minor differences in the end product, but I'll show you those later, and it's really not going to affect your butter in any major negative way. So you can do this with or without the cold smoke function, which is great for those of you who don't have it. All right, the next thing you want to do is set your time for 2 hours and 15 minutes and then hit the start button. What's going to happen there is automatically on the smoker function, your pellets are going to ignite. You're going to start to produce smoke, and that takes about 8 minutes. After that 8-minute ignition process, then the countdown starts. You want to let it count down at least 15 minutes. It is extremely important for that first 15 minutes of smoke to burn off and go away, or it will make your butter taste horrible and bitter and not appetizing at all. So make sure you do that. So once you're down to about 2 hours or just under, we open the lid and we let all that smoke out. That's the heavy white smoke you hear people referencing. And then we place our tray with our butter right there on the smoker. The type of tray that you can use, really anything that is heat resistant, okay? So for cold smoking, we're not gonna get up into high temperatures. You could use silicone if you wanted. This is just a metal tray, and you can see I use it for smoking all the time. It is smoke colored now. So this is my smoking tray. Then close the lid and just let it smoke. You can let it smoke for 1 to 2 hours, depending on how smoky you want your butter. The other thing I recommend doing is right about now, check your hopper box, see how your pellet level is. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. And mine is still pretty full, so I don't need to top them off. I also have good burning here, so that's great. So in about 20 minutes, I will come back, check on the hopper to see if I need to fill it back up. You can run 1 pellet box of pellets, that's fine. Or you can run 2 if you want to do a 2-hour longer smoke to get a little smokier butter. That's completely up to you. Now what about pellets? You can use any flavor you like. If you're going to use your smoked butter for something more traditional, maybe like to put on top of steak, then you might want to go with oak. If you're going to use it to spread on bread or corn muffins or things like that, maybe apple pellets would be good. Or if you're going to use it to baste turkey or do something like that, maybe maple pellets would be the best. So get creative, try different things, and see what you like the best. About 30 minutes in, I went ahead and added some pellets to the hopper box. They were about 30% burned down, and they were still smoking really nicely. When you do that, you don't have to hit the ignition button, so you don't produce that real heavy smoke again. So I recommend doing that whenever possible. If you do have to hit the ignition button again, take your tray of butter off. I can't stress that enough. With the butter, it really will absorb that acrid, bitter smoke from the initial ignition, okay, on the wood fire. All right, so now we're an hour into smoking, and this is when you can decide whether or not you want to keep going or whether or not you are done smoking your butter. You can see that the milk solids have sort of settled to the bottom, so we're essentially making a clarified butter at this point. But go ahead and stir it, okay? Stir it up. Now the one difference, if you go on 145 degrees Fahrenheit instead of the cold smoke, is you have more heat produced inside the wood fire. You're going to see some dark areas where we're almost making smoked ghee. So you can also do that if you want some smoked ghee. All right, now give it a taste and see if it's at the level of smoke that you want. That's good, but I want it a little bit smokier, so I'm gonna keep going for another hour. Just close the lid here, and let's go ahead and check the hopper box and see if we need to add some pellets. So they were about 50% burned down, and I know I've got an hour to go. Usually one full hopper box will last about 45 minutes or so. So I went ahead and added another half of a little scoop of the applewood pellets. I have used a total of 2 full scoops for the smoked butter in this recipe, and that is a good benchmark if you like it smoky like I do. We have just about a minute left on the cold smoke. We did a total of 2 hours. I just checked the hopper box. We are just down to almost no pellets. It was smoking a little bit, but I think it's actually stopped now in just the last minute or so. So that's perfect timing for everything. And now we can open up the lid and take a peek at the smoked butter. You can see some of the darkness on top. If you go at a higher temperature smoke of 145 Fahrenheit or higher, you're gonna get more of that, okay? I did put a thermometer into my smoker because it's a pretty hot day today, and we got up to about 148 as the temperature inside the grill, even on cold smoke. But it is about, I don't know, 95 degrees outside today. So that's not too shocking. The colder the weather, the better it is for cold smoking. The less of the dark, toasted milk fats that you're gonna get, okay? All right, so put your tray on a tray to make it easier to carry in. You can turn the wood fire off, let the pellets finish burning out before you empty the hopper, and now let's go in and process the butter. Before I process the newly smoked butter, I wanted to show you the butter that I smoked at 145 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours and already put them in molds so you can see what it looks like when they come out. There are a little bit of differences, and I'm gonna go over that right now. So I actually have a butter mold that I bought off of Amazon, which you can certainly pick up, but you don't have to have any special equipment to mold your butter, okay? You can put it in a dish. You can put it in anything and pop it in the refrigerator. I just bought these because I thought, oh, well, these will be a little fancy. Now, let me unmold this. Do you see some of that liquid coming out? That is the higher heat processed butter. So 145 degrees smoked for 2 hours, and I get this little bit of liquid that never solidifies, okay? That's because of the separation that occurs during that cooking process. Don't worry about it. Give this a rinse under some cold water, and you will have a perfectly good stick of butter, okay? So don't worry about that at all. That does not usually happen when I cold smoke the butter. Now, I will say that today was a hot day, and it might happen to this one. But again, don't worry about it. After I get all of these unmolded, I'll give them a rinse, and I'll show you what they look like, okay? And then we'll process our new butter, and we'll throw them into these molds as well. So just pop these out. This is another thing that I just had around, and I thought, okay, these will be individual pats of butter. So just unmold those, just press them out. There's also a little bit of like powder on the top here. I'm gonna be rinsing that off too. All right, so let me take this over to the sink. I'm gonna give everything a quick rinse, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So once you give it a quick rinse, just go ahead and put it on
to a flat tray. Get it out of the water. I will say that ice water is actually even better for doing this. And I noticed that my tap water, because it's so warm here today, was a little warm. Started to melt some of that actual butter that we don't want to have happen. So I'm going to move this over just to let it dry a little bit. I'll put it in the refrigerator. I'll put it back onto a tray and just let it chill a little bit. And then you're going to have perfectly good butter to use for all kinds of things, which I'm going to get to in just a minute. Okay, so to process your newly smoked butter, it's going to be in liquid form. You want it to be in liquid form, but not piping hot. So if you did smoke at 145 degrees Fahrenheit, let it sit on your counter for about 15 minutes. The reason being is that once you put it into your blender cup and you seal the blender cup with the blade, if it's too warm, it'll produce steam, which sort of locks on your lid. It just makes everything a little more difficult. Now, pour your butter into your cup, trying not to get too much on your cutting board. See how chunky it looks right now? We want to blend that up a little bit, but you don't want to go high speed. You want to go on a low pulse function for this. It's going to do the best job of getting it blended up. I found that if you do a high speed, which I did on the one I had to rinse, you end up getting froth and it doesn't settle as well when you refrigerate. So definitely go with a low pulse speed just until it looks creamy and delicious. You can use a full pitcher blender or a blender cup like I'm using here. Now, you also don't have to do this process. You could strain it and make clarified butter if you wanted. Then you would have smoked clarified butter, which can be used for high heat temperature cooking and would be absolutely delicious. That looks perfect to me. What I look for is just that there's no little brown bits or chunks in the blender cup that I can see, and that looks good. You can also take it a step further if you want, and you can strain it through a fine sieve strainer before you put it into your molds. Now, whatever mold you're going to use, I do recommend putting it onto a tray just so you're not trying to carry it over to your refrigerator. It tends to want to slosh and spill around. And if it's a larger silicone mold, they are oftentimes not stable enough to really just carry. You'll end up with a big mess on your floor of your smoked butter. So don't do that. All right, remove the lid or the blade part of your blender cup and just pour them into the molds. Whatever mold you're using. I'm just going to use the sticks today. And I'm going to try to evenly disperse. Started out with 4 sticks or a pound of butter. And you pretty much get a pound of butter back. All right, there we go. Now we pop this into the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 hours or until it's completely solidified, and then we can package it up, which I'm going to show you in a minute, and I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do with your smoked butter. So how do you serve, or what do you serve your smoked butter with? Well, anything you would ordinarily put butter on, but you want a little bit of smoke flavor. So the things that I've tried it on that have absolutely been fantastic are seared steaks. Put them right on top and let that smoked butter melt on top. Especially if you can't get out to your smoker to smoke your steak, you can certainly add a little bit of smokiness with the butter. You can put them on mashed potatoes, or baked potato is absolutely delicious with smoked butter. Any veggie that you steam or even pan saute, you can use it to saute with. You can also make a smoky roux. That's right. So combine equal parts of your smoked butter and flour. Cook it on the stovetop for about 3 minutes until it starts to lose the flour taste and it turns just a little bit pale, and you'll have a smoky white roux. Or you can let it go longer and longer and develop that nutty flavor for a deeper roux like you would use for gumbo. And the smoked butter making the roux would be amazing. In fact, I know it's amazing because I've done it before. All right, what else can we do? So I want to put it on some corn muffins that I just made. These are cheddar corn muffins. And I thought, you know what's going to be good on these? Is some smoked honey butter. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I have about 2 tablespoons of the smoked butter in there. The only thing I did was leave it out room temperature and then just sort of pressed it around so it's a nice, soft consistency. And that's what you want. Then add about, well, it's up to you. You can make it as honey as you want. So add 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon of honey. Any amount you want. I'm gonna go with 2 teaspoons of honey to 2 tablespoons of the smoked butter. And you can see I did not actually measure that. I just estimated. Mix it together and you've got some smoked honey butter, which, oh my gosh, is gonna be amazing on any cornbread or corn muffins or even biscuits. Now, another thing you can do is you can melt this butter down and you can use it in your quick bread. So you could make the cornbread with the smoked butter. I mean, that would just get that smoked flavor all the way through without having to smoke the cornbread. All right, let's give it a try. Let's see. Now, I'm still working on this recipe, so I have no idea if I'm gonna like it or not like it. But what we're gonna judge here is the flavor of the honey butter. That's what's important. So let's put a little bit on this. These are cheddar corn muffins, which is, I'm finding to be a little bit odd of a combination of flavors. So I'm not even sure if I'll ever get this recipe out because it is not perfected yet. But let's try the honey butter. Oh my. Okay, that is a game changer. This is amazing. That little bit of honey flavor actually makes these muffins taste better than what they tasted like before. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a game changer. You have got to make smoked butter just to make the honey smoked butter. It's amazing.